is Laura, and I am the designer and maker of Back Porch Fiber Co. Thanks for joining me today. It is Sunday, January 30th, I believe, and I feel like I never know what day of the week it is. Do you guys feel the same? I don't know, they just kind of all run together for me, but Sunday, January 30th. And this is just my second episode of the Back Porch Fiber Co. podcast. I did do Vlogmas and wanted to give you guys just an update on Vlogmas and why I ended abruptly, and then also just share my finished objects with you guys, my works in progress, some acquisitions, and some future plans that I have going on as well. So grab a cozy drink and maybe your knitting project and come and hang out with me for a little bit. All right, so I wanted to give you guys just a little insight into Vlogmas. I started Vlogmas and I was having so much fun with Vlogmas. So it wasn't, I didn't have to stop because it wasn't enjoyable or there wasn't content, but starting mid-December, we had people at our house through January, until the first week of January. I think the last person left at January 9th or something. But we just have a lot of family who joins us. We have family from out of state, out of the country that came and stayed with us for a little bit. And then just some friends and whatnot. So we had a lot of people in and out of our house from January 17th December 17th through January 9th, 10th or so. And when you're filming Vlogmas and you're filming your daily life, I don't really want to put that on anybody else or our house guests and that kind of thing. And so it just got really hard to be able to have enough content where I was kind of by myself, or, if I'm making dinner and I'm entertaining guests, then it's kind of hard to be filming those things. And so I had to stop. I hope that maybe next year I can go a little bit further, and if we have the same situation next year, that I just hope that I'm able to figure it out a little bit better. But I just wasn't really in a position to figure it out this year, but I did have a lot of fun doing it, and I really do hope that I can do it again next year. So yeah, so that is kind of what happened, why it had to end abruptly. I guess when I started, I really just wasn't, I didn't think ahead that far, I guess, as far as giving you guys a warning that it would be ending. So, but, and also it's a whole different mental space for me when we have people over. I used to be super extroverted, and over the years, I have definitely seen myself turn into more of an introverted personality. And it's not to say that that's always the case. I find that I get filled up when I am around people, when I'm entertaining and I have people here at my house. But then there's also a piece of me, and I know this, and I've learned this the hard way, where I just need to kind of retreat a little bit. And sometimes I find that on a coffee run in the morning just by myself, or maybe just some quiet time, spending time in God's Word in the morning, or going for a drive and watching the sunrise or sunset or the birds fly. Yeah, I don't know, it comes in different forms, and I just have to be intentional about doing that. So it is just definitely a different mental space for me when we have people over. And so it's hard to fit all that other stuff in, like podcasting and whatnot. But all that to say that I really am looking forward to next year's Vlogmas and hope that I can go a little bit longer next year. Sparkly water. I think this is Waterloo Black Cherry. I've already had my coffee today, and as you can see, even though it is January, I'm in a sweatshirt or in a t-shirt here because it's warm out today. I'm definitely in the 60s here in California. It's a really nice day. The sun is shining, so not really in the mood for tea right now, but sparkly water is definitely my second drink of choice. My Dutch Bros coffee is always my first drink of choice. So okay, let me show you guys some finished objects that I have going on here. first finished object, and I don't think that I've showed this. I may have showed this in my first podcast in episode 1. I may have shown it as a whip, I'm not sure. But these are just, it's a pair of vanilla socks. Actually, they're not vanilla. Oh my gosh. It's actually a pattern that I created. So it just has this little line down the center of them. If I've shown these already, my apologies, but they're finished now, and I'm pretty sure that they are a finished object since the last time. I may have been just in the process of them, I'm not sure. But anyway, so this line goes down the outside of your foot. So the right and the left are a little bit different. So this here is the right foot because the lines are here on the right. And then this here is the left because the lines are on the left. And it's a super simple pattern. It is just a combination of purl stitches and then twisted knit stitches. It's really, really easy. Like, it doesn't take much thought. It's a 1x1 twisted rib. And then I used this green for the accent. But this is the Gingerbread House colorway from a Homespun house. I've had this for quite some time now. I think I got this last year. I had wanted this color for so long, and then it wasn't in our shop anymore because it was a seasonal colorway, and then that next year it came back out, so I made sure to get myself a skein, but I just wasn't in a place to cast on these yet, so I made sure to have them for this Christmas. But the sad thing is I could not find them for Christmas. I looked and looked and looked, and I think just the combination of having everybody at our house and putting things in places to clean up quickly, they ended up actually being in the project bag that I was working on it. I just thought in my head that I had put them away, and I didn't. But I just recently came across them. I'm so excited that I found them again. But yeah, I'm sure this pattern should be hitting my Etsy shop soon. Like I said, it's a really, really simple pattern. Yeah, so those are the first finished object. Second finished object is this blanket behind me. This is my Advent blanket. I did an Advent, a 24-day Advent. Here, let me see if I can kind of stand up and show you. I'm not getting far enough back, but yeah, so I'm getting, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. That's what I'm getting, is sidetracked. Instead, this year, my friend and my daughter put together an Advent for me, and just lots of bright colors. And it was funny because I had kind of given some suggestions on the colors, and I didn't realize that they were so bright, but it was still really fun to work with. But there's definitely some bright patches in this blanket. But so you can see, still need to weave in. I have 2 ends because I do a magic knot, so I just have an end at the bottom and the top, the beginning and end. That's all I have to weave in because I did magic knots throughout the entire blanket. And I'll get more into that magic knot. What I didn't realize until recently is that magic knots don't work for every kind of yarn. I had that experience, and I actually had to tink back some earlier this week. So when we get there, I'll show you that too. The next finished object is also from Advent this year. It was the Freckled Whimsey 24 color striped sock yarn. So I have one done. Another one, I'm just doing the cuff. So I did a top down, top up, no, toe up. There we go. I did a toe up vanilla sock. Aren't those colors so fun, you guys? And then I did a cuff, a folded cuff. I do still have some ends to weave in. And then I think on my second sock, let me grab it real quick, because this also goes into my my whips, because this is not quite done yet. So Oh, I'm like really, really close. Like, look at, I'm actually on the cuff part here. So I just have like one more color. I think I just need to do this purple color here. You see that? And then, yeah, fold it over and connect it. That's all I have to do on the sock, and then weave in all the ends. So yes, it's a whip and a finished object all in one. But yeah, so that will take me into my whips. All right, so my whips, like I said, I have one more sock to finish in my Freckled Whimsey 24 striped Advent socks. And I really, really did like the colors that she chose for this, for this skein. This was, I want to say this may have been her first year doing it, and I do hope she does it again next year, because I would totally grab another skein of it for next year. I really enjoyed this pattern. So there we go. And this is in my bag that I got last year. It is Wild Bonnie? Wild Bon? I don't know, Wild Bon. But super cute bag. This is kind of a one, like it was one of her Christmas bags. So, but I love it. Love that bag. So I had to bring it out since I was doing my Advent for it, right? Okay, so that is my first whip. Second whip, which I feel like I've had on the needles for a really long time. I know that I've showed you guys this as a whip, and I'm so close to being done. I've definitely made a lot of progress on it. And this is in a self-dyed colorway. It is a merino hemp wool, just in a custom colorway here. But that's that. I think I may even have one more skein of this as well. But this is the Woodfords cardigan. I'll put all the info for the pattern down below, the link for the pattern, etc. But so this is the sweater. I have one sleeve done, and I did a, I'm not totally sure I like it. I may actually on the second sleeve try how she, I can't remember the, there we go, here's my pattern. It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern by Elizabeth Doherty. So I can't remember exactly how Elizabeth said to bind off on your cuff for your sleeves. I did do it a little bit differently, and I kind of feel like it, I don't know, it kind of flares out a little bit. But I did, I don't know. So I did an I-cord bind off. I feel like I'm losing my words here. And when I stand up, I know that this is not going to be flattering because of my proximity to the camera, but yeah, so it has like this little skirt here, has some detail up here. I really like it. It's kind of like an oversized, like knitted hug, I guess. Like, I really like it. I did the sleeves a little bit differently. I didn't increase, or I didn't decrease as quickly, she said. I don't really like the tight arms on sweaters, especially on a cardigan that I know I'm going to wear over things. So I left some extra space in my sleeve, so I didn't even decrease down as far, but I don't know, this might be an okay cuff. I don't know, verdict is still out. But if you're wondering what all of these are for my decreases. So I have them on each side. Did not even lose a stitch. But so I have them on each side here. But you can see I'm close, super close. That's all I have left to do. And then there's so many ends on this thing to weave in though. So, but I cannot wait till that is done, until I can block it, because I think that it'll be a great spring sweater. Just something that I can grab all the time. Where I live, we do have great weather here in California, but there are definitely highs, definitely lows. And where I live, it's very windy in the morning and in the evenings. And so the temperature does drop quite a bit. So to have a sweater to, to pull or to just grab quickly is essential where I live. So really excited that that is going to get finished very soon. I'm really hoping very, very soon. Another project that I've been working on, and I guess I'm mid-row, this is the Color Block Biased Blanket by Purl Soho. Of course, I'm in the middle of a row. Did not plan that very well, but this is, you can kind of see it. So you start here, like I started here with this mustard color, and then I'm just working the stripes. It is, this came in a kit. It's Yarn Bee. Goodness Grapefruit is the colorway. So in this, there came 6 different colors. They were all about 25 grams each. So my idea for this, with the Color Block Bias Blanket, you can really make it however big or small that you want to do. It's really up to you because you're just going for however long you want to go, however big, and then you're increasing, and then just decreasing. So I bought 2 packs of this Goodness Grapefruit yarn. It was packaged super pretty, and it was actually sitting in this exact format, like when you look at it on the shelf. But it's a Hobby Lobby yarn. I think I spent under $12 because yarn goes on sale like every other week, I think, at Hobby Lobby. And it's a very soft, almost slippery kind of yarn, which I like for knitting fast because I use the Chiagoos, and so it goes super fast when I do that. My friend who's also making this same blanket, we're making it together, same color, same blanket, same pattern, everything, same order of colors, and she didn't like the how slippery the yarn was. So she actually went to her wooden or bamboo needles instead and said that that actually worked a lot better for her hands. Her hands were actually hurting because of it. But I like the slippery feel of it. It does take a little bit getting used to, but I do like it. Yeah, so her and I are doing this together. She's making it for her daughter, and I'll tell you more about her podcast at the end because she's definitely one of my favorite people to watch. She's one of my closest friends, so whenever I watch her, I just feel like we're sitting down having some knitting time together, chatting. So I love watching her, but I'll give you more info about her at the end because I will give a couple shout outs to some podcasts that I've been watching lately. So anyway, so I've been doing this blanket, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I did a whole little photo shoot with my big jar of yarn. So these are the next colors, but those are the only whips that I'm going to talk about. So I wanted to go into my big jar of yarn. You guys, this is so much fun. I think I got these jars at Home Goods and TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Like they all kind of carry the same stuff, but these jars are so fun. They're so beautiful to look at when you have, there you go, TJ Maxx, the price tag is still on there, $7.99 for this jar. But anyways, that's irrelevant. So just look at all those fun colors in there, you guys. Yeah, so these jars are so fun to hold your yarn in. I'm gonna bend down and grab another jar as well. Okay, so this is another jar. Home Goods, $5.99, because I obviously didn't take out the price tags, but so this is another one. This one is just a pull top, but it does have like a gasket on there as well. So I keep all my minis in there. I needed a solution to moths. I have a couple skeins of yarn that have been ruined by moths. Some I am not willing to let go, and I just need to piece them back together, but I do think it's going to be quite the project. So I needed a solution. This is my solution. I'm sure that there are other ways to go about it. Maybe some cedar, I'm not sure. but I was pretty disappointed. And I did actually throw away a whole skein of yarn because it was just too demolished by moths. Yeah, it's super unfortunate. I really didn't think that that would be an issue when I have my yarn out. I don't like to keep my yarn in plastic bins or bags because I feel inspired when I walk by my shelf and I see all the yarn. So this is a way that I can still display my yarn. I can still feel that inspiration, but it's protected from moths. So I have a lot of these up on my shelf, and like sometimes I'll just put a mishmash like these minis in there. And then other times like this one here, I actually put a whole project in this one jar. So when my project is done, this jar will be empty and ready for a new project. But like I said, like these colors are, these are the next two colors in that order, this one and then this one. And then what I will do, since I got 2 packages of these, then I will start going back down the other side, starting here and then going back down the opposite so that it mirrors itself basically when I am knitting it. So there's that. But it is really fun to see the yarn disappear in my jar. So next up is some mending. Okay, you guys, so I have this big basket of projects. Some of them just needed ends woven in. So honestly, like this sock here should go in my basket. I've mended some, or sorry, not mended. I have put some ends in. I've weaved some, man, I am having a hard time with my words. I've weaved some ends in. So these socks are now completely done and can come out of my basket. I think these are done. This is my Back Porch Fiber Co. Kickoff colorway. This is the Back Porch Vibes colorway set. They come in 10 gram minis and 20 gram minis in my Etsy shop. So that's that. But then, you guys, I have my blanket. So I'm just keeping all of my projects that like have little things to finish or mending to do in this basket, because then whenever I just have a few minutes, I can quickly weave in some ends or things like that. So this is my blanket. This is done. It's my Cozy Memories blanket. And my husband was using it the other day and he noticed that there was a hole in my blanket right here. And it had run, so the hole was about that big. Like it had just kind of gone down and laddered all the way down. So I used a, it's a Coco Knits tool that has like, it's a crochet hook on each side. And for this garter stitch, what I did is, I should probably make a tutorial for this, but you can basically, it's just a short little needle like this big, and you pick it up, just take one of the, like you put your crochet hook in and pick up the ladder behind it. Well, so if you're just knitting, you would just continue to go up and grab each ladder through the loop that's on your crochet hook. It's a very, very quick way to mend something or to catch a dropped stitch and that kind of thing. But with garter stitch, what I really liked about that Coco Knits tool is that you pick it up and then I can just push it straight through my project, turn it over, and then pick up the next one, because, you know, it's knit and then purl, knit and then purl. So that's how I found, you know, it was the easiest way to do it. But I think what I'm going to do here is just find a piece of scrap yarn and just kind of weave things in from kind of all over in that area and mend it. Yeah, so that's sitting in my to be worked on basket. I'm kind of bummed, but I don't know. Honestly, it could be a moth because we've been dealing with that. It could have been one of my dogs that they think that they can jump up on the couch. They really can't, but they like to think that they can. So it could have been one of the dogs, nail catching and that kind of thing as well. But yeah, so I just have a couple mending projects. I'm sitting on a ball of yarn. Isn't that fabulous? All right. The next section is acquisitions and future projects, because they kind of go hand in hand. So I can't really talk about one without the other. All right, you guys, as I gathered all of my acquisitions, I realized that it's been a while since we've talked, and I usually do not have this many acquisitions. I usually really try to pull from my stash and will only buy something if I know that I have a project in mind for it. But yeah, I think I have a lot of projects in mind. Now, I did not purchase all of this yarn. Some of it was gifts. And the first thing that I actually forgot to put in my pile, but the first thing that I want to show you guys is not yarn, but it is an adorable yarn bowl. Look at that. You guys, it even has little feet. So this is from Barantondo. I'm probably saying that wrong. My apologies, but my girlfriend Annie, from Knits and Burls, she purchased this for me for Christmas. I absolutely love it. She was nervous that it wasn't gonna get here all in one piece because she lives in Texas and we swap birthday gifts, Christmas gifts back and forth. She always comes up with the most fabulous gifts. I'm definitely a lucky friend because it is always so fun to see what she has in mind for me for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or a just because gift. So isn't this adorable? Like, look at these cute little ears. Like, I just love it. So it's been super fun to use. Just brings some fun into my knitting projects, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk about all the things that I got from my friend Annie from Knits and Burls, because she also gifted me, she just had an extra one in her shop, and we were talking one day about the Plutalope yarn. And I told her, I said, yeah, I've never used it before. I really want to like it. I want to use it. I just feel like it seems so fun to work with. And she's like, oh, I have an extra disc. Is that what they call it? An extra disc. And she goes, you know, left over from a project, I'll just send it to you. So this will be the Ossify mitts from Twig and Horn. And I cannot wait to use this yarn. I'm a little bit nervous that it's going to be scratchy. So Annie really likes more rustic kind of yarns, a little bit more give, like the slippery yarn bee yarn for our Color by Ice blanket. And oh, I was going to get back to that. The magic knot did not work on that Color by Ice blanket. I think it was just too slippery. So I did this magic knot. I was showing Annie the magic knot as we were talking about it over text, and I go back to look at it and it has completely undone itself. And then I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to go back. So I'm going to just try to do a square knot, and I'll just have a knot there in my yarn. It is what it is. It's a blanket. The square knot came undone. It would not hold. And I think it was just maybe this, I don't know, the yarn was just very slippery. And so I actually did have to tink back and then just do a regular weaving in ends and stuff, which is fine. And it works out totally fine that way. It's not a big deal, but I was just surprised that that happened. So anyways, back to this. So I am going to make some mittens. I've never made mittens before, but I do feel like it would be just a fun project to make with this yarn. So while when I put this on my face, you know, because this is what we do as knitters, it feels very scratchy. Like, I don't think I would want a hat made out of it because I just think it would bug me. I'm a little bit sensitive to that. I don't think I could make a sweater out of it. Again, too scratchy. Maybe a sweater that I would intentionally wear over like an undershirt or something, like a long sleeve undershirt or something. But it's not scratchy on my hands. And so I just thought, well, I'll try some mittens with it. I've never made mittens. I really want to try it. So I picked up the Ossify pattern. We'll see how that goes. It's a future project. I don't quite know when I'm going to cast this on yet, but I did open it to make, like, I just wanted to feel it and get a sense for the yarn, but I'm keeping it locked up, closed up, out of the moth's reach because I don't want this yarn to be ruined, but which I should be doing with all of my yarn. And I'm trying to, like I said, trying to move into that system of the jars and whatnot. But all right, the next one is also from Annie. The next gift is also from Annie. So I got this, she got this for me for my birthday. It is the Citrine Birthstone set from Loco, because I have a November birthday. So she got this for me back in November on my birthday. I instantly fell in love with these colors, you guys. They are totally my jam. So perfect for me. I don't know, I just love it. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna make a striped sweater with this set. So I just want a very simple raglan shaped sweater. I don't have a pattern picked out. I have a pattern that I created for just a very simple sweater, so I might do that pattern. I'm not sure yet. But either way, I am going to make a striped sweater. So what I'm thinking is having a base color and doing, you know, the base color all the way down to just underneath my arms, and then doing a striped section, midsection of all of these stripes, and then continue on with the base color. Hope I am explaining that right. So I'm sitting with this for a little bit, and then I notice in my stash as I'm going through things that I have this color from Woolberry. So this is the colorway. It was one of her road trip colorways. White Sands National Park is what it was. So I have 3 of these that I got to make a sweater, and I hadn't cast it on yet, and you will see right here. Can you see that? It's not focusing, but right here. The moths got this yarn. There's another little section here, you can see. So I'm gonna have to do some mending with this yarn, and that's why I haven't actually started this project yet, because I'm gonna just, I think, skein these cakes. And ironically, I don't think that this one here was affected, so I have 3 of these skeins. Okay, but you guys, like, can you see how perfect this is? I don't even know if the screen is going to do this justice, but like, so this is so perfect. My friend Annie, who purchased this for me, and we were talking about what I was gonna do with it. She goes, hey, don't you have that White Sands colorway from Woolberry? And I was like, yeah. And actually I'm gonna use it for my sweater. She goes, yes, isn't it so perfect for it? It's like we both come to the same conclusion about this sweater project of mine. Super excited to cast this on. Like, I cannot wait, but I just need to spend some time mending those moth holes. So kind of bummed about that, but I'm gonna make it work because I'm not wasting that yarn. It's beautiful. And I won when she was doing, it was a couple years ago when she was doing the road trip little game and everything. Like, I won a gift certificate to her shop, and that's how I got that yarn. So that's super fun. So actually I didn't pay for any of that yarn. How about that? Okay, another gift is all of this beautiful goodness. You guys, look at this. This is Drops Sky. Amber from A Lovely Yarn podcast was working with this yarn. She did a colorwork sweater with this yarn, and she said she loved it. It's a chain ply yarn. I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but she had so many good things to say about this yarn, and it is a little bit tricky to find, but we were able to find it. This will be the Starfall colorwork sweater by Jennifer Steingass, and this will be my main color, and then the color work section will be this here. Let's see. I don't know how this stuff is. If it has a colorway, it just says color 3. And I do feel like when you are looking at the website, it'll give a number and a color name as well. So this is color 3. It's kind of like an oatmeal color. The gray, it's like a charcoal gray. Color 4, super complicated here, right? Color 6, it's like a teal, like a green teal color. And then this one, color 11, I forget, to me this is like a copper penny kind of feel. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, so this is a future color work project. Okay, and then look at this basket. So I purchased these baskets wholesale. Well, a girlfriend of mine had purchased some for herself and for gifts for Christmas, and she surprised me with one. So this is, can you guys see the bottom of it? It's so beautiful, you guys, and like, oh, I just love it. But I love this tray. I'm putting all of my yarn in here, and I know as I'm talking about moths, I probably shouldn't. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. So I'm hoping to cast this on quickly so that the moths don't get it first. And maybe I just need to go ahead and put it in a jar. I just love it like this. It's so beautiful, you guys. I love it. Okay, last acquisition and future project is the 50/50 triangle wrap. Again, it's a free Purl Soho pattern. The color block bias blanket is also from Purl Soho, and it's also a free pattern. I really, really do appreciate all their free patterns. So, so I have 3 of each of these. This is my 50/50. This is, oh, I didn't tell you guys what that other yarn was made out of. So this one here is Twig Brown, 439 yards, 100 grams. Twig Brown, and it's the linen quill, 50% Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. And then this one is it's the same yarn, just in wheat flour colorway. So this will be my sweater, or sorry, not a sweater, 50/50 triangle wrap. And I really cannot wait to cast this on, but my girlfriend and I are going to cast this on when she is here. So my friend Annie from Knits and Burls podcast is coming to visit in March, and we decided that we are going to wait and cast this on together because she has a very similar color palette as I do. It's not quite the same, but I think she used mushroom, and I can't remember the lighter one that she used, but super, super similar, and looking forward to casting that on together. But I really cannot wait to do that. And then, you know what I was thinking with this? With all of this is just how my brain works, but with all of the scrappy blankets that are out there, I kind of wonder if the same concept of the 50/50 wrap would work on a smaller scale to maybe make like a pinwheel scrappy blanket. I don't know. That's just what's going on in my head. I'm super anxious to cast on for that reason, even just to fiddle with the pattern and see if I could maybe create another style, like a scrappy blanket. And kind of then, like, in my head, I just think you would have all of these squares of like half one color, half another, and then you would maybe stitch it together to make a color, like a pinwheel kind of blanket. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's fun to dream. It's fun to learn new things and new techniques. So that's coming up in March, but I did just purchase this yarn. So I will keep it in a safe place away from moths until we're ready to cast on. So the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is a couple podcasts that I've been enjoying. First, as I mentioned earlier, my friend Annie from Knits and Burls, she is just on fire with her podcasts. I really, really enjoy watching them. And really, like, who you see there on the screen is really who she is in person. And I just love how genuine she is. I love the projects that she's working on and her perspective on knitting and whatnot. She did Vlogmas as well. And I don't know, I really, really enjoy watching her. So I cannot recommend her enough. I would definitely go check her out. Knits and Burls podcast on YouTube. Follow her on Instagram as well. She's also Knits and Burls on Instagram. The other podcast that I've really been enjoying a lot lately is Amber Helena from A Lovely Yarn podcast. And what I love about Amber is also what I loved about Annie is I just love how genuine she is. Now, I don't know Amber in real life. I have just been watching her podcast, but she did a Vlogmas. Go back, watch every one. Like, we have so much in common. We both love homeschooling, and I love that she shares that, you know, her Bible study in the morning that she does, and I just love how she's just very genuine and very authentic. And yeah, I really have been enjoying her podcast a lot. So go back, watch all of her Vlogmases. Don't miss a one. And like I said, she inspired us, my friend Annie and I, to buy this yarn. She uses the Drops Air, but the Drops Sky was more of a DK version of the yarn. I think that the Air might have been more of a worsted. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, so those are two podcasts that I've really, really been enjoying a lot. So I highly recommend those two podcasts if you're looking for just some time to pass the day by, just sit and unwind, have some knit time or some creative time or whatever you need. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is I really want to podcast more. I'm finding it hard. My husband works from home still, and which I absolutely love. I love that he's at home. I love that we can have lunch together, that we get to wake up in the morning together, because before this he works about an hour away, and he works with the stock market, so he is more on like New York time, but we're in California, so the stock market hours are earlier in the day than ours. So he would, you know, leave the house very early in the morning, usually around 5, and I'm not quite ready to get up at that time. I wake up early, but not that early. And so anyway, so all that to say, he's working from home, so he's home all day. We homeschool, so we're on my last kiddo homeschooling. So he's in 8th grade and he's home all day. My daughter is in and out with work and school and different things, but I do not have any time at home by myself to podcast. Today is a rare phenomena that I have a little bit of time. So I want to podcast more. My desire is to podcast more. And I'm just wondering if maybe more of a Vlogmas style might work better for me with a couple sit down episodes here and there, but I might be able to get more content in and share more with you guys in more of a Vlogmas style, and just maybe kind of post some, like just post my happenings every couple weeks or so. But I'm not sure yet. So just kind of toying with the idea, seeing how that's working, and I'll let you know what I figure out on that. But so just be patient with me as I'm trying to figure things out. The rest of the family today went out for coffee, and I'm like, you know, I think I'm gonna stay home and podcast, because I really had so much to share with you guys, as you could see from all the projects and whips and finished objects and acquisitions and everything. So I really wanted to get some content out. But yeah, the other thing that I wanted to mention as well is that I do have an Etsy shop. I sell a little bit of yarn. I sell progress markers. I sell the baskets that you saw today. This basket here. I have some of these in my shop. These are the mini totes. I love these. These hold so much yarn. Like, I mean, this is a whole sweater and it's holding it just fine. The other baskets that I sell are these mini round. It's a mini round, but they're a little bit larger than your regular round basket. So isn't this one pretty? I just got these. I just got an update of baskets. So you will be seeing more baskets hit the shop, hopefully tomorrow, maybe even by the time this podcast goes up. I'm trying to get those photographed and added into my Etsy shop as well. So the Etsy shop is Back Porch Fiber Co. Is my handle for Etsy. But so I sell these baskets. I have a couple of the big baskets, maybe even just one big basket left. But then I also sell some progress keepers and stitch markers. Here's one of the ones, and I have a whole bunch more of the, you can see this one here has a little blemish in it, so I kept that one for myself instead of putting in the shop, but that's what they typically will look like. And I have a whole bunch of other resin wood stitch markers to add to the shop in different shapes and colors. They're gorgeous. I really am enjoying the resin wood combination. So I have some of those headed to the shop too. I just need to photograph those and get them in. Yeah, go check me out. And you know, I'll put in a coupon code for you guys too. So by the time this airs, and I will, let's see, we'll go through Valentine's Day. So the coupon will expire February 15th, 2022. But it'll just be 10% off for anything that you purchase in the shop for watching my podcast. And the coupon code will be podcast 10. So original, I know. Podcast 10 is what the coupon code will be. So head over to my shop, give it some love. If you find something in there that you can't live without, then enjoy 10% off. And I typically do free shipping for any orders over $35. And yeah, it's just a little way of saying thank you for your order. But yeah, just go check it out. There is a pattern in there for my sport weight sock pattern as well. It's just $1. I really wanted it to be a free pattern, but I just don't have an avenue to do that. And Etsy, you have to have a dollar amount on any item that you sell. So I just put $1, but if you want the free pattern, shoot me a message, I'll send it to you. I have no problem with that. I really was intending for that pattern to be free. It's just the way Etsy is working. So, but again, I have no problem sharing a pattern with fellow knitters. So anyways, I look forward to next time. We'll see how the next format goes next time. It could be like a little diary, a vlog, or it might be another sit down. We'll see what time allows and how life works. Until next time, you guys, have a great time knitting, crocheting, anything that you craft, and give me some love on Instagram and tag me in your posts. I would love to see what you're making. Bye, you guys.